The conversation ended hours ago. Maybe days. And yet, it keeps playing in your head as if it never really stopped. You hear the words again. The pauses. The tone. You imagine what you should have said. What you could have answered differently. What they might have meant. Even when you want it to stop, your mind keeps returning to it. This is not overthinking. It's unfinished processing. Human beings evolved as intensely social creatures. Survival depended on belonging, cooperation, and social awareness. Being rejected, misunderstood, or seen as a threat could mean isolation, and isolation once meant death. Because of this, the brain treats social interactions as high-priority events. Every conversation is analyzed for signals: approval, disapproval, dominance, safety, danger. When an interaction ends cleanly, with clarity and emotional resolution, the brain files it away. But when it ends with ambiguity, an awkward silence, a confusing response, a perceived mistake, the brain doesn't let go. It replays. Neurologically, this happens because the brain is trying to learn. Replay strengthens memory and prepares future behavior. The mind isn't stuck in the past, it's rehearsing for the future. It's asking, what went wrong, and how do I avoid this next time? Emotion intensifies this loop. If the conversation involved embarrassment, rejection, vulnerability, or power imbalance, the amygdala flags it as significant. The emotional brain keeps pulling the memory back into awareness, demanding resolution. But here's the trap: most conversations can't be solved after they're over. The brain, however, doesn't know that. It keeps simulating alternative outcomes. Different words. Different timing. Different versions of you. Each replay feels like progress, but often it only deepens self-criticism. This is why replayed conversations become harsher over time. Your mind slowly shifts from analysis to judgment. You don't just review what happened, you punish yourself for it. The brain confuses preparation with rumination. Modern communication makes this worse. Text messages without tone. Delayed responses. Read receipts. Social media interactions that lack closure. The brain evolved for face-to-face resolution, not digital ambiguity. When signals are incomplete, the mind fills the gaps, usually with worst-case interpretations. There's also an identity layer involved. Conversations aren't just exchanges of information, they're reflections of who we think we are. When a conversation feels wrong, it threatens the story we tell ourselves about competence, likability, or control. The brain replays it trying to repair that story. The irony is that replay rarely brings relief. Each repetition strengthens the emotional memory instead of releasing it. The brain mistakes familiarity for usefulness. Letting go doesn't mean stopping the thoughts. It means changing your relationship with them. When you notice a replay starting, recognize it for what it is: a learning system stuck without new data. The conversation is over. No new information is coming. The brain is solving a problem that no longer exists. Awareness interrupts the loop. Not by force, but by clarity. You don't need a better response. You need permission to stop rehearsing. Once the brain realizes the situation is no longer relevant to survival, the replay loses urgency. The loop weakens. The mind moves on. If this resonates with you, notice the next conversation your mind refuses to release. Ask yourself whether replay is helping, or simply hurting. Like the video if you enjoy deep explorations of the mind's hidden habits, and subscribe to Shadow Mind for more journeys into the psychology beneath everyday experience.